A year ago, I almost gave up on YouTube, but I didn't. And here's how I got to this point. I started my channel a year ago with the intention of sharing my professional journey. I'm a videographer. I've been a videographer for over 13 years. My wife and I own a content studio, and we have a podcast studio. And so, I film a wide range of things, but I really love filming weddings. So I started this channel, and the first 3 months I was posting very consistently. At one point, I was posting every day. I think I went every day for 40 days, 48 days, almost 50 days. And so while doing that, I didn't have a strategic plan of filming days and days that I would write. And so being married and having kids, my wife and I have 5 kids, and then running multiple businesses, and then my profession, I'm a video guy. So I do a lot of video editing. I've tried the outsourcing thing, but it's always a situation where it just doesn't reflect like my editing. I do a lot of the editing. And so you combine all that with filming your own stuff, and it became very overwhelming. And I completely just fell off of the YouTube map. And I feel like I want to say I built a little traction or whatever. I had like the couple people that were rocking with me at the time, and my channel was growing, but something in my life had to take the back burner, and it was my YouTube channel. I beat myself up over it just because, I set this goal out, and obviously a lot of us, we want to get on here and we want to monetize our channel. We want to get paid for you want to, be involved in the paid ads. I felt like my momentum was going there. It's just things were so hectic in my life. I had to put it on pause. I want to say I didn't post the entire wedding season. Our wedding season was about 5 months. So for 5 months, I didn't post anything to YouTube. However, at our jobs and when we went to do the weddings out of the country, we still recorded a lot of B-roll. And so I have all of that footage, but I just wasn't posting. I was committed to finishing the projects that people paid me for, and committed to my family, my kids, our athletes and musicians. So they keep us busy. And then on top of that, we have a content studio where I run the podcast section, and my wife is doing her thing as a photographer. And, we were just extremely busy. But I had a conversation with my wife, and she was asking me, when was I going to get back to this YouTube thing? And I was just saying, I'm feeling it. Like it was calling me. I was just ready to dive back in, but this time dive in with a plan. Just having a plan, planning out the days you write, planning out the days you film, and planning out the days you edit is going to make things a lot easier. It's going to make you feel like it's not as overwhelming. And so when you get into your zone or figure out what works for you, what complements your daily routine, and once you figure that out and you can lock into it, things will be a whole lot better. I just recently got monetized. I came back to the game. I've been back for a few months, posting consistently. Got some good videos that got a little traction, but it was enough to take me over what I needed for my watch hours. And so now my page is monetized. I was approved for the first tier. And, it takes YouTube about 5 days to update everything. It seems like when you go check those watch hours, it's always like 5 or 6 days behind. And so this morning, my daughter's 17th birthday, I got the alert that I had just been approved for paid ads. And so, I went through the steps of that and just going in and, adding it to my posts, picking the posts that I wanted to run them on. And it was just like I had to take a moment to just take it all in. Like, grateful. My daughter's turning 17. I remember holding her in one hand when she was born 17 years ago. And, So I wake up this morning, I thank God for blessing me with her and blessing us with 17 years, and then I check my YouTube page and see that I'm now a YouTube partner, monetized, getting paid for ads. And it was like, that was one of my goals that I set out. It just feels really good. It's very, very rewarding. I think over the past couple days, I think I'm at $50. I'll put my analytics up and show you what I made so far. But I've gotten paid for, I think, a few people, or people are signing up for memberships, and a few people sent gifts. I did a video that took you through my whole process of editing a wedding video. So from importing all of the footage, all of the audio, to making it make sense and telling that whole wedding story. It was the whole wedding day. So ceremony, romantics, reception, it was all of that. The getting ready. I did a video, and that video was almost an hour. And that was the video that helped me get my watch hours. I have to go back and check the analytics, but that video got a lot of watch hours. And that was one of the videos that helped me get monetized. Before I close, I want to just encourage you guys out there, encourage those who are also chasing that goal to monetize their account. Because the thing about the monetizing is the title, yeah, that's cool, but it's the opportunities behind it. Your partnerships, collaborations, even this microphone that I'm on. Mono sent this over to me, and you see where I have it at. This is where my Rode mic was at, my pod mic. This mic has replaced that. The relationship was created through YouTube. YouTube provided the opportunity. I took advantage of it. They took advantage of it. And now I have this. And now I'm going to be able to break this down and show, give videos on how to use this. And that was the original intention of creating my page. I have access to all this equipment. I recently did a video saying that my page was monetized, and in that video you can see me putting this wall up. And so one of the questions that someone asked me was, what does your office setup look like? What do you use in the office? And I'm like, I'll do a video on that too. My whole goal is to teach what I know. So the whole idea of it is to make sure that you're learning. What's next for me? I'm going to keep on creating. I'm inspiring my children. I'm inspiring my wife. Hopefully I'm inspiring somebody out there, and I'm just going to keep creating and see where this goes. But always I'm doing what I love. So I never consider this work. And just hopefully this inspires somebody. If so, talk to me in the comments. Let me know where you're at in your journey. Let me know some of the trials that you've been through. I look forward to hearing what you guys have going on out there, and hopefully this video inspires somebody to not give up like I did, or to not let momentum slip, because that's what had happened to me. Thankfully, I was able to recover. Had I waited any longer, a lot of those videos that are closer to the year would have gotten cut off. So, I would have had to produce more to get more watch hours, and that can go on and on. So I'm just glad I got back into this. I'm glad that I'm in a space to be able to create, and just to be able to come in here, cut the lights on, cut the mics on, and start recording and just sharing my story and my journey and teaching some things that I've learned along the way. It's a good feeling. And so if this video has resonated with anybody, feel free to like and subscribe. Make sure you guys watch at least one of those ads. And if you're hearing this request, I want to thank you for staying to the end of this video. This is Dre the Film Guy. Until the next time, signing off. Peace.